Hello guys, welcome to the Python series. In today's video, we're going to talk about what are map function and filter function. First, let's look into what is a map function. The map function iterates through all items in the given iterable and executes the function we passed as an argument on each of them. So we can pass as many iterable objects as we want after passing the function we want to use. So here the map function returns the map object type, which is an iterable, and we could have printed the results like this as well. If you'd like the map function to return a list instead, you can just cast it when calling the function. Here you can use the traditional for loop to get the following output, or else you can use a list instead to get the output. So here is the syntax for the map function: map followed by parentheses function comma iterables. So next we are going to look into what is a filter function. So filter function is similar to map function. Filter takes a function object and an iterable and creates a new list. Here also you can use the traditional method by using a for loop to get the following output. Else you can use the written list to get the output. As the name suggests, filter forms a new list that contains only elements that satisfy a certain condition. The function we passed returns a boolean value, which is true in this case. So here is the syntax for the filter function: filter followed by parentheses function comma iterables. So now let's do some examples on map and filter function. So first we have the map function. So just by entering shift and tab, you can get to know the descriptions of the map function. Here you can see in the initial syntax for map function is map self and followed by args and quarks. So this is the following syntax for the map function: map function and comma iterables. This is the map object. So here is a short description about what the map does. So for example, let's define function saying square. So we're gonna return num, and we're gonna find the square of this particular number. So when we try to assign a variable to a list, so I can use a for loop for finding the square of these numbers, these set of numbers, but I think it would take a lot of time. So instead I can use the map function to find out the square much easier. So I'll just say map square nums. So here you can see that the map is an object where it is stored at a memory location, which is 0x219E1C8CD5D30. So in order to implement this map function, we'll just start with the for loop for item in. So here you can see it will give you the square of the following integers. So square of 1, 1, square of 2, 4, square of 3, 9, square of 4, 16, and square of 5, 25. So instead of doing this, you can use an alternative method by getting a list of all the squares, saying list map, and so by doing this, it will give you a list of all the squares of the particular integers. So you can either use this for loop, or you can also use a list to find the squares of the following integers. So let's try another example, saying let us define a function known as splicer, and let's given our string. So we have to find we're going to given certain strings, and we're going to find the whether the given word or a string is even or not. So in order to check that, I will use the alien function and say my string, so percentile 2 is equal to 0. So then I'm gonna return saying that it's even. Oh, sorry. Else I'll say return my string at index 0. So now I'm gonna iterate this. So I'm gonna give in the names. Let us say the names are Ram, Prakash, and Suresh. So these are the names, and let's find a list to get splicer and my string and names. So now you can see that Ram has three letters here, so it would give you the first letter of the particular string, and Prakash is also an odd containing 7 letters, so it would give you the first letter of the particular string. Here Suresh is an even lettered string or name which contains 6 letters, so it would give you the output as even. So now let's try the same methodology for an number. Let's define to. So we're gonna iterate this, and my numbers are gonna be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are my set of numbers. Now, I want only the even numbers from this particular list. So instead of trying to map, I can also use the function filter, where I can filter out based on the function, and let's say filter check even my nums. So here you can see it will say the filter function is stored at the memory location of 0x219E1DCT700, similar to the map function. Now we'll just use a list and say filter and mention the following arguments. So here you can see it'll filter out the even set of numbers from the particular list, and it'll show you in the output. So we can also use a for loop instead of a list, just by saying for and in filter and say check comma my. So you can either use this, and let's say print n. So by doing this, it will give you the set of even numbers in the particular list.